Good morning. This is Larry with another modern day parable. Today's parable is called God Sent His Angel. This is a true story from a man named Ray in Los Angeles. It starts with my being down on my luck in Los Angeles and ending up homeless for 3.5 years, sleeping in alleyways and subways, homeless shelters, in abandoned buildings, and just on the sidewalks of Los Angeles. One frigid night, I was trying to sleep in between some office buildings, but because I had not eaten in 3 days, I could not get to sleep. I was suffering so much, and I was so hungry that I said to myself that if I didn't get any food today, I was going to get it over with by killing myself. So I got up around 6 a.m. and hid my sleeping bag in the bushes. It was also a very foggy day. I remember thinking to myself that if I could just get $3.45, it would allow me to go over to the red building breakfast place on Riverside Boulevard and have some breakfast. But where and how could I get money? $3.45 at that time in my life was like trying to get $1,000. I started walking down the alley in the thick fog, and out of nowhere, an older man with a cane came walking toward me, stopped, and said hello. I replied back to him, and then he turned toward the direction he just came from and tells me that there is some money by the tree in the direction that he just came from, by the red bricks on the left side of the alleyway. He then tells me that he can't get the money because he can't bend down due to his bad back. I was so excited that I started walking past him about 5 or 6 steps, and then remembered that I didn't thank him. But when I turned back to say thanks, he was gone. I tried my best to find him by going up and down the alley, but he had just vanished. He was walking more slowly than an old turtle with that cane. So how could he just disappear like that? So I went to the location that he told me about and found the tree in someone's front yard. I walked over to the tree and looked, and nothing was there. So I gave up and walked across the street, but a little voice in my head told me to go back to the tree and try again. So I turned around and went back to the tree and got on both knees. On the ground spread all around the tree were those redwood chips that people put down. But I looked again for the money. I saw nothing. That was it. And I made up my mind today was the day that I was going to kill myself. Weak, tired, cold, and still sleepy, I got up and made my way across the street again. But again, that small voice spoke to me and said, go back and try one more time. So I turned in the middle of the street and went back for one last try. As I made my way back to the tree, I had a quick vision of myself jumping off an office building somewhere, or jumping off the freeway bypass in Burbank. When I got to the tree again, I got down on both knees and looked, but saw nothing. But then, just that small voice said to me, why don't you take your hands and move some of the redwood chips out of the way? So I did, and to my great surprise, there were some coins. I quickly grabbed up the coins and headed across the street to count it, and to my happiness, the total amount was $3.45, just enough for me, my first meal in 3 days, and saving my life. God saved my life that day by sending an angel to help me. Hope you enjoyed today's story. Have a great day and God bless.